Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here, welcome back to our video. So, to nobody's surprise, Beast Boy gets confirmed. Why do I say to nobody's surprise? Because data for Beast Boy was in the game files since the Scorpion update. Like, as soon as Scorpion released and we got the Mortal Kombat team rework, Beast Boy was already in the game, and people found that out. I would have talked about this a lot sooner, but the problem is, and we're gonna get to that in this video, that I currently have no idea what his abilities do. Though I do know what his passives do, and this has been the state of things since he got introduced into the game files like 1 month ago, and I was still waiting for the abilities to appear. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything we know about Beast Boy, though it's not gonna be the full thing as it was other times. We simply don't have the abilities or any access to them. And this is gonna be also a little bit weird. Also, we got those pictures. This is with level 60 gears, and yeah, I don't speak Russian, okay? But we got people who used an app to translate this, and it's gonna be a little bit of a weird translation because it's an app that translates out of screenshots. But it's gonna be relatively good enough to be able to discern some things from this. I think we also had this type of thing with Blue Beetle when he got released. And now we got it with Beast Boy, this type of translation, I mean. So the first passive is going to be Sharp Claws. Keep in mind that this is level 1 passive. So the values are going to get a lot higher. And on performing a successful special, you're going to apply wounds for 5 seconds. And it says that wound is gonna be 50% of attack. It might be something 50% attack rating is applied as damage from basic and strong attacks performed by Beast Boy teams or opponents with that. Well, I think it means to say own opponents with that effect on. But yeah, you're gonna use a special and you're gonna apply a debuff on them. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly. Oh, they take additional damage. Why are there two translations? Oh, I think this is the rough estimates that give the percentage, and then there's below the description. But yeah, you perform a special, you're gonna apply wound on an enemy, and they're gonna take additional damage from basic attack hits and strong attacks. In this type of translation, it means swipe attacks from Beast Boy or his team. This is pretty good that it has this approach, that it says this thing, his team as well, because he's not gonna be locked into he's either a good damage dealer or he goes in the dumpster, because we already got so many good damage dealers. He might be a decent support character, but yet again, it's all up to the values that we're gonna get, and that 50% is not promising. Though keep in mind it's a level 1 skill. You're never gonna see this at so low a value. You're gonna see it at higher values because we're gonna get him at 3 stars by default. You're never gonna leave this passive at 1 star. Also, his stance looks kind of weird, and at the same time kind of reminds me of Robin King to an extent, and I like Robin King very much, but I'm not the biggest fan of his AI. I hope he doesn't move like Robin King. Though his AI and his movements might be a little bit more weird, because we don't have access to the abilities yet, but there is something in the passives that kind of mentions that. Monkey form, bear form, tiger form. So we don't know what his specials are, but they might be related to the transformations. Maybe each transformation is going to make him transform into a certain animal, and he doesn't have per se abilities. Like, it doesn't have an ability that you press, you spend 8 power bars, and it's gonna do this much damage to the enemy. It's probably gonna be transformation abilities. Like it's with Hush. If you are aware, Hush specialty is gonna change stances, changing him from an offensive to defensive stance. His abilities for Beast Boy might change him into different forms. Would be good if he also deals damage whenever he does that animation. Like, let's say he turns into the monkey, he stuns the enemy, or when he turns into the bear, I would like to have a little bit of an animation of damage happening, not because of the damage it does, but because you're most likely gonna transition in between those a lot smoother if you stagger the enemy. But yeah, monkey form against enemies with wound effect. The defense is reduced cumulative and can exceed the maximum limits. Stacks up to 5 times. What do you mean it can exceed the maximum limit of defense reduction? Like, can it go below 0%? Whenever it goes below 0%, the more it goes below 0%, it counts as an extra damage buff? That is weird. I've never heard exceeds the defense reduction limit. But yeah, we'll see how that functions, I guess. Bear form attacks against enemies with wound effects. Although this is yet again weird, because you apply wound with a certain special, and if you use the specials to transform, how is he gonna apply wound? Maybe there's a special that cycles between the forms, rather than one special for each form, and there's a damage dealing special. Again, there's so many things we don't know, but he's gonna have a bear form as well, and it's gonna increase the duration of stuns by 20%, and increase the chance to influence raid bosses by 50%. I don't know, I really don't know what that is supposed to mean, and again, don't pay too much attention to the values, because this is a level 1 passive, you're never gonna have this at level 1, it's gonna be at least level 3. Oh, Tiger form! So, attacks against wounded enemies are going to increase damage over time. I think that's what that means with long-term damage. It's gonna increase damage over time when using special moves by 200%. Okay, does he have a way to apply that damage over time, or is he gonna be a support for damage over time dealing characters? I mean, he can do damage over time if we equip a bait club on him, but not everybody has a bait club. But yeah, let's take a look at the last passive as well. This is going to be upon execution of a successful special move. There is a 20% chance. Again, don't take the percentages at face value. It's level 1. Regaining strength. I think by regaining strength, they mean you're just straight up going to regain the power bars. And also 20% chance to not reset the combo. I don't know to what level those are going to go up. If they go up to 100, then you can just spam specials. That would be great. But yeah, this is everything we know about Blue Beetle. And also, I took a look at the chest he's gonna come in. So he's gonna have his chest, his usual chest, and he's gonna share a chest with Raven. And that is very good news, because if he's gonna be the main attraction of that chest, let's say, they might give Raven in that chest a little bit of a higher chance to drop. So he might be a 2% chance, and then we get, I mean, this is very optimistic, but we might get an 8% chance for Raven, or a 5 or a 4% chance for Raven, or something like that. But yeah, this is kind of everything we know about Beast Boy. I'm not sure how exactly he's gonna transform into those specific forms, and how he's also gonna have room to do specials. What I'm thinking is that maybe there's a special that he does that simply cycles him in between those forms. Or maybe you choose a form at the start of the fight, though that would be a little bit more lame, but we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in comments if you're excited about Beast Boy, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Goodbye!